What's happening, sports bettors? It's your boys over at Dueling Aces. We're here for a fabulous Friday episode 30. Gonna call this one, I think, what do you think, Wade? The Nolan Ryan episode, Ryan Express.
Hey, Ryan Express. I love it.
Ryan Express, man. Best pitcher of all time, in my humble opinion. But what's going on, man?
Oh, not much, man. Coming off a nice little sweep yesterday, 3-0. So,
broomstick on a light card, only a 5-game Thursday card. You found a way to sweep the board. Congrats, dude.
Yeah, took some risk. Played more bets than you probably should on a very small slate. Didn't really love the matchups either, but played a couple players twice, played Sonny Gray's strikeouts twice. So I definitely took some risk yesterday, and it paid off. So
hey, I love it. Hey, what's that saying? I think it's the saying by one of the local sports books here in Tennessee. It's fortune favors the bold, I think is what it says. So way to go, dude. I took the day off today. I passed on the slate 5 games. Ran all my props, couldn't find a single bit of value. Even tried to play some money lines, couldn't find anything. So I just took it easy. It was a nice, relaxing night. Just enjoyed the good old NFL Hall of Fame game. That was fun. But yeah, life is good. I love Friday. Friday slate's always good, man. Ready to talk some baseball with you. Dude, ending on a bad note, nobody's going to be shocked. Mike Trout's hurt again. Big flash. Poor guy. I feel sorry for him, man. I mean, he's probably still a future Hall of Famer, but my goodness, what would his numbers look like if he could just stay healthy?
Yeah, he's been one of my favorite players since he's been in the league, so it's pretty tough. But being an athletics fan, it's something I haven't been upset about with helping the Angels not be as good. But baseball is just not the same without one of the best players in baseball. So
yeah, no doubt. I think I was reading on it. I don't know if he's making a rehab start or practice or something, and he tore his meniscus. And it's like, good grief, man. And I think that was what he was trying to come back from, if I'm not mistaken.
It is, and I do see people online bringing up the fact that he's just coming out with that, saying that just because they're in a bad position, so why rush and come back this year to play? But I don't know if I believe that.
Yeah, I don't believe that, because the Angels have been in bad position for most years, and he still tries to come back and play. So it's like, yeah, he's a gamer. I think he wants to be out there. It's just, he probably I don't know. I just think it's bad luck. I don't know. I think one thing I noticed with Trout, I don't know if you noticed this, I always get nervous when players seem to bulk up really quickly, just because I worry their bodies they're not used to that added weight. And Trout got really big. I mean, he put on a ton of muscle mass, which is typically a good thing, but I don't know, man. In baseball, to handle a 162-game grind, I don't know if you want to be carrying around, even if it is extra muscle. I don't know if it's that good of a thing. It's definitely not good for him. He seems to got hurt worse after all the weight gain. But anyway, maybe that's a topic for another episode. I'm not claiming to be an expert on like health and nutrition or anything, but
yeah, I don't know. It's tough. I do believe in some of that stuff for sure. Why not keep your body that's kind of the same? But you do have to grow and adapt. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's tough. I think he'd be in a better position if he just changed scenery the last 3 or 5 years.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. Yeah, it's just hats off to him. He's wanted to stick with the organization that drafted him, and he wants to stay committed. That's great. But it would be nice if he could go to a contender for once, dang it, and stay healthy. That's the main thing, him staying healthy. But
yeah, it's one of those things, man. It'd be funny if they would have traded him to the White Sox or something, and he couldn't control that. I don't know if he has a no trade clause, but
oh gosh.
Speaking of the White Sox, I just can't believe the run that they've been on. It's something to behold. It's one of my dad's favorite teams, so I get to hear him complain about this every other day. So,
dude, that's crazy. I just looked that up this morning. They've lost 17 in a row, and I was thinking about it when I saw that. I was
17?
Like,
I thought it was 16. Okay,
it's like I know you'd have to lay a ton of juice each time you bet against the White Sox, but crap! If you'd just won 17 units right there, just betting them all the way down the line, it's like. No, it sounds like a square strategy, but is this one of those deals where you just look at betting against them every day just because? Just because? I mean, and like maybe you skip when Crochet's on the hill, but they usually lose when he pitches too.
Yeah, it's tough, man, because I did like their pitching rotation. I know they lost. They at least traded one of their guys away, but I don't know. It's tough. I don't do the money line stuff, but yeah, it's tough not to just lay against them and ride that money train right now.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I know you'd have to lay. I know in some of these cases you want probably have to lay minus 300, which
I
usually
was going
isn't
to
worth.
say probably minus 200s at least
Yeah,
for every
minus
game.
200, minus 300, but it hadn't mattered when a team's this bad. It almost hadn't mattered. You could almost use them as your juice reducer. Like if you have, because they are just that bad, and they're
Yeah,
good. It's only going to get worse now that they
yeah.
got rid of Eric Fetty and they got rid of what Eloy Jimenez, I think, left also at the deadlines. It's only going to get worse for the Southsiders. I hate seeing that. I'm not a White Sox fan, but I just like it when baseball's better when the Cubs and White Sox, I think, are both good. It's a fun deal to see both Chicago teams doing well. But man, it's definitely not the case this year.
Yeah, they're 40.5 games back, so I doubt they're
Is that all?
they're not making a run anytime soon.
Well, I guess the good news is I should be able to cash my White Sox under ticket pretty soon. I don't know how many. I don't know how many losses. I have to look and see what I have.
What was the
I had under 63.5. So
man, that was probably the best future of
yeah.
the season right there.
So as soon as they get to 101 losses, I'll be good to go. Is that right? Yep.
We got a ways to go, but I think they'll find
100
that.
losses. If they get to 100 losses, I'm golden. And
man, that's crazy.
That's
That
crazy.
is crazy, man. But yeah, another thing that's crazy to me is I did not expect the Yankees to be tied with the Orioles. I actually thought the Orioles were going to start pulling away.
Dude.
I thought they would at least keep a 3-game lead, honestly, the rest of the way.
Yeah, it's been shocking. The Yanks bats woke up. I don't like Brian Cashman. I hate everything associated with the Yankees. Always have, always will. But Brian Cashman made a heck of a deal getting Jazz Chisholm. As soon as he came in and hit those back-to-back 2-homer games like we talked about on Wednesday, I mean, the offense has got life again. Of course, Judge and Soto are always going to hit the ball. Now they just got Stanton back. Boys in Pinstripes looking pretty good. I know my pops is really excited about that. What's up, pops? Yeah, your Yankees are back in the thick of things, tied for first here with the Orioles. So, yeah, and Baltimore made some decent moves at the deadline, but they didn't get the big. Now I was kind of hoping they were going to be the ones to get Jack Flaherty, not the Dodgers. Baltimore would have been great for Jack Flaherty. Could you imagine having G-Rod and Jack Flaherty in the same rotation?
They had him last year and they didn't like him, so something was up there.
So weird.
Yeah, man, they're 5-5 over their last 10. And even though the Yankees are only 6-4 in their last 10, they won 5 straight.
Yeah,
right there when you go 5-5 over your last 10, but a team right behind you wins 5 straight, they probably at least gained 2 or 3 games on you.
Well, there's no doubt, and that's what's so.
It's tough.
It's what's so great about baseball is that a team can get hot and make up a ton of ground. So even though we're in the back half of the season, really with just August, it's crazy. We only have August and September left in the regular season. So just 2 months to go. But as long as a team is within, especially if they're within 5 games, they've got a chance to make up ground. But I would go as far as say is even if they're under 10 games out, if you just get hot enough at the right time, you can come back and win a division. So that I think we've called this all year long. That's going to be a fight, I think. It wouldn't surprise me if that matchup goes to the final week of the season or maybe even final day of the season as far as for the division crown, the AL East. Just because, I mean, those teams, I think they're just evenly matched. I really do. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's going to be a struggle here. I was just kind of looking as we were chatting here. The Guardians still have a 2-game lead in the entire American League as far as best record. Orioles and Yankees are both 2 games back.
Wow.
The Orioles are surprisingly 4th place there, 4 games back of the Guardians. And man, it's just one of those things where we both have Jose Ramirez
Yep.
MVP
Winning.
future.
Yep. Yep.
And yeah, it's just tough for me to see if they finish in the first place, the number 1 seed in the AL.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'd have to check the stats, but how can they pass on at least somebody on their team to at least win a record?
I
At least
know.
a record, but an award at the end of the year.
Yeah, at least get
Um,
some votes for something.
and I know I said last couple of times we talked about this on the show. If if he can just figure out a way to keep his stats up there with everybody else's, he may have a shot at winning the MVP. I'm looking right now; he's 5th in total home runs for the entire
Mhm.
major leagues. Right now, he's 3rd in the AL. Judge obviously has 39. Santander has 32, which is
Yep.
crazy to me. And then
I
Ramirez
know,
has
man.
28. So,
Yeah.
I'm kind of looking here. Runs batted in. He's 2nd in the whole major leagues. 2nd behind Judge. Judge has 99. He has 90.
Yeah. He's a stud, man. Right now, he's
It's
in
tough.
5th. Yeah, he's in 5th in the MVP. Where it's crazy at FanDuel. The AL MVP Judge is
No,
minus 950. So they're basically telling us that it's over, which I don't agree with. With 2 months to go, I don't agree with, especially with Judge's injury history.
yeah, I
I
think
hate saying that. He could tweak a hamstring and then it's wide open again.
Jose Ramirez's average is hurting him. I'm kind of peeking around here. He's 30th right now on average. He's only batting 278. Well, you got Judge batting 316, Bobby Witten batting 350.
Yeah.
That's probably the hurting factor. But man, if they finish first, I would hate to see them not to give that to him and us cash that bet. But
I know. Yeah. Oh well. I mean,
you
I
know,
think it was still a good bet. At the time, I think it was a phenomenal bet because
yeah, just kind
we
of just looking
placed it
around.
at 60-1, I think it was, and then he went on a tear, and before you know it, it was down to I think 30-1.
Yeah,
It's tricky, man. Betting awards. That's why I always tell people, if you want to bet awards, that's fine. But I just recommend betting awards as just like a little fun bet, just a little sprinkle, couple bucks, or whatever, whatever you consider a small bet, maybe a small bet to use $100. That's great. Then that's
yeah.
fine. But I always tell people, don't be looking to get rich betting awards just because it's just tricky, and an injury really screws you.
Yeah, for sure. So, Mariners have kind of tied it back up with the Astros. So I think they're going to be fighting it out at the end of the
Yeah.
year here. They're
Yep.
right now they're tied. Rangers are still 4.5 back. Phillies are taking a little slide right now, man.
They are.
They've lost 4 straight, and the
Yep.
Braves have won 3 straight.
Yep.
So I
Finally,
don't
it's
know if
about
the
time.
Braves can catch them. I don't know if they even want to. They really need to kind of settle back in and try to sit in that wild card spot. I think the
Yeah.
Braves are a lot more. I just think they can do a lot more damage in the playoffs, sitting in the wild card spot.
Yeah, I think so
Our
too.
Brewers are
I
still
think.
looking good. They're still 5.5 up.
Oh yeah.
Dodgers
So
are 4.5 up, but the Padres are coming. Padres are 9-1 in their last 10 games.
they are rolling lately.
D-backs are 7-3 in their last 10 games. They've
I'm
won 3
finally
straight. Padres have
feeling.
won 2 straight. So
Yeah.
it's I don't know.
Finally
So
feeling better about my Padres over 81.5 season wins. I think we get there hopefully pretty easily now that
they're
they
going to
went
be
on this.
crawling into the 80s. That's for sure. I believe.
Whew.
We'll see,
Yeah.
man. They're one of those teams that gets hot and gets cold, kind of like the Twins.
Yep.
We'll see. We'll see. I'm very interested to that. The weekend series. There's not really too much I was interested in.
Same. Yeah.
You pulled it
Same.
up here. You've got St. Louis at Chicago, Red Sox at Rangers, and Orioles at Guardians.
Yep.
Those are probably the top 3 this weekend, man.
Yeah, I like that. I really like that. That Orioles at Guardians. I think that's a really good, two of the best teams in the American League. I think that's a good series there. Really
I will have a buddy boots on the ground there tonight at that game. Actually,
nice. There you go. That's right. Yeah, he's a big Guardians fan, right?
Yep, driving all the way from here to go there. So
Nice.
they're going to
There
that
you
game tonight.
go.
Kind of a terrible pitching matchup, I guess. You get Carlos Carrasco.
Yeah. Against Dean Kramer.
Hey, Dean Kramer can spin that ball, so we'll
And
see.
sometimes, yeah, I almost took Baltimore on the money line. I was close, but I was like, just couldn't quite get there. I don't know if Kramer's all the way back from his injury. I've seen some things that scare me a little bit. Yeah, but that I think that's a good series. We'll keep my eye on that one. And Boston and Texas, I think, could be sneaky good just because Rangers have got to get going, man. I mean, they're still hanging around, but they've got to get going. They've got to go on a tear. They just hadn't been hitting the ball. I think I read this morning their last 5 games only averaging like 2.8 runs per game. I think the last 10, it's not much better. It's like 3.5 runs per game. It's like, how did this? So them and the Braves are very similar to this year, right? Both Texas and Atlanta had historically good offenses in 2023. 2024, the offenses have both been riding the struggle bus, man. Doesn't make sense. Basically with the same lineups. Now, of course, Atlanta loses Acuna, but that's just one guy out of 9. And of course, the Rangers lost Josh Young early on in the year, but that's just one guy out of 9. I don't get it. And Young's back now, so that should help them a little bit. But Texas, that's kind of tough. They're 8. I'm just looking this up. This is nuts. They're 8 games back of the wild card, but only 4.5 games back of the division. So they're gonna have to figure out a way, it looks like, to win that division. They can do it, but they better get hot. They better get hot quick, and they need Jake DeGrom back bad.
Yeah, as you were bringing that up, it got my wheels spinning because I was just chatting with one of my buddies. It might have been last week. I think it was the week before, though.
Okay.
I told him every single day we need to target starting pitchers under 2.5 earned runs against the Rangers.
Absolutely.
Because if you pull up, because one of my research tactics is I'll go to StatMuse. I've got 25 web pages pulled up on my phone. But I have about 4 or 5 different StatMuse pages pulled up. And they're all related to, how many starting pitchers. I guess I'll just tell you what I research here.
Love it. Yeah, man. Yeah, let us peek behind the curtain here, Wade, before we feed
I'll just type in on one of them. I have every right-handed starting pitcher game log versus, say, White Sox at home. But when you do every right-handed starting pitcher game log versus Rangers on the road,
okay,
2024, nice. You always have to put the year.
Yep.
I don't know if I just researched. I'd have to do it. Actually, I can just pull it up right now. I don't even think I had a handed starter. I think I just put every starting pitcher game log versus Rangers. Because I am a believer in home and away.
Yep.
I type in every starting pitcher game log versus Rangers 2024.
StatMuse is a great site, by the way.
Yeah, and you can do this for free. But I think it was this one.
Yeah, I like StatMuse quite a bit.
I am just checking real quick to check the road, pitchers on the road against them. I think it was the full game that I had. Just in general, every starting pitcher against the Rangers, when you search them, I just recalled and I told him to make sure we need to target starting pitchers that go under 2.5 earned runs on them. Because when you look through that list of starting pitchers, like a majority of them land on 2 or less. Obviously, some are going to go over.
I believe it, man, and it doesn't make sense. I know Seager was hurt for a good portion of the year. He's one of their big bats, but he's been back for a while now. I don't get it. Adolis Garcia is still hitting the crap out of the ball, but he does strike out a lot, and his average is not too great. But yeah, I don't get it, man. I don't get why Texas, the lineup, they just haven't flourished like I thought they would.
12 of the last 17 starting pitchers have landed on 2 or less on them. So then that got me thinking, well, man, I'm going to look at Cutter Crawford. Pulling up his charts. 1, 2. He has 10 road starts this year. He's been under 2.5 in 7 of those.
Wow,
so
Not bad.
His odds right now are actually favored to go over 2.5 at -120, but that may not be not a bad look today for a free look for anybody.
Yeah, I definitely don't hate it. You'll find out a little bit later when it's time for my pick of why I definitely don't hate that. I might have to bet that myself when we hang up here. But
yeah, and for a
great find, man, great find. That's incredible. That's why we do the show. Is so we're hopefully teaching people more than just picks. We're wanting to teach people how to win betting baseball. That's another great market
for sure.
Looking at earned runs, and you just found that just digging into the research, and you found it. I don't want to say by accident, but just poking around and seeing, well, interesting. Texas really struggled against right-handers. They've really struggled, all year.
They're ranked like dead last in WRC plus and on base percentage last 15, and basically the whole entire year they're bottom 10, bottom of the league, bottom 10.
Boom. That's it. That's a great segue to my pick. That is why I'm betting the Red Sox today -109 over Texas. I like Cutter Crawford, always have. Think he's got really good stuff. As we joke around, Cutter has a wicked cutter. Of course he does. He has to, right? He has to live up to his namesake. Texas, I wanted to bet this yesterday, but it took Texas forever to announce the starting pitcher. Looks like it's going to be Jose Urania. Don't really. He's a weird dude. He only gets spot starts. I think this is only his 6th start of the year, maybe 7th. He's typically a bullpen guy. But yeah, my numbers have Crawford as the 70th best starter in baseball. Urania just 147th best. So almost a 2-to-1 edge there. I like Boston's bullpen a little bit better than Texas. Got them rated 14th against 23rd as far as K-BB rate. It's my favorite stat there. But here's where it gets crazy, Big Wade. You just nailed it. You nailed the reason for my play. If we look at the offenses against right-handed pitching, WRC plus, Boston 7th, Texas 26th. If you go WRC plus last 30 days, Boston 3rd, Texas also 26th. So it's just huge offensive edge here for the Red Sox, man. And I don't know why the price is so cheap. It looks too good to be true, in my opinion. I was shocked this wouldn't, even on the road, I was shocked this was not -130-ish for Boston, just because as bad as, Texas offense have been. But yeah, that's my feed the people there. I like Boston. Didn't have time to write that up. It was a late ad for me, but wanted to explain on the show why I was taking it. But yeah, there you go. Any thoughts on that at all? I think you already know.
I don't. This is this is a tricky series. I think it's going to be one of the better series of the weekend.
I'm interested.
I keep believing that. Well, the Red Sox too are trying to fight for position, so they're both fighting for
absolutely
for at least wild card positioning. It's tough because I keep wanting to believe in the Rangers. I do too. Placing bets, backing that I think they're going to do well in certain positions, and then they don't. So,
same here, man.
Yeah, I think you're at least on the right side here. I think the Red Sox probably take 2 of 3, and if they're going to do that, they need to do it tonight versus Cutter.
Yeah,
which is a segue into a free bet I'm going to give.
Yeah, let's go.
Give a little bonus bet here.
Love bonus bets.
I'm not sure if the line's changed yet. I would imagine it would have by now, but I gave out Cutter Crawford to go over 16.5 outs. I got that -125 on Fanatics.
Oh, love it. That is a great price, dude.
It was -140 on DK, but then I know it moved to -150. I bet you it's probably 17.5 by now.
Let's take a look here. I got my odd screen.
But I wanted to give that out because the reason I wanted to give that out is because sometimes I like to double up on pitchers, but I don't think this is a spot to double up where you take his over outs and under 2.5 earned runs. So maybe if you've missed the boat on over 16.5 outs, I would think it's okay to transition if you guys want to take under 2.5 earned runs. Still -1.5 or -115 on that for what I checked.
That's
17.5.
That's good. It's 17.5 everywhere except Bet Rivers. If you have Bet Rivers, it's 16.5 -125.
See, that's so that would also be Bally Sports.
Got you.
Which I have.
They're
They were the
beautiful.
same exact lines. So,
Beautiful. Probably the same.
do you see Fanatics?
No, I don't. It's weird. I only get Fanatic.
Fanatics
It's so
doesn't seem to be
strange.
on like odds checkers and stuff. So when people tell
Yeah.
me they use like
Hold on a second.
oddschecker.com or whatever else website to
Yeah.
try to find odds, I
I
always
get
tell them to
them.
just double check Fanatics
I
because for
get
some
them.
reason they don't seem to be linked up with a lot of websites.
Yeah, I get them for money lines. I don't usually get much on them from props. I don't think. Let me double check on that. I don't think I typically get them for props on. I use a free odds screen, unabated. I love guys unabated. They do a great job giving out a free product. Uh, let's see pitchers outs.
Yeah, see?
Yeah,
Dang. Cutter Crawford right
they're
now is
listed
17
on
and a half.
there, but I don't think they're out.
He's 17 and a half as well on Fanatics. So
Yeah, yeah.
if you
So Bet
guys have
Rivers the only
access to
place.
Bet Rivers and them, I'd go ahead and take the out
Oh,
prop.
do it, do it, do it, do it.
Yeah, the reason why I like that out prop, let me actually give my explanation. I don't just give out picks here. Pulling up my write-up that I gave out to my people here.
Love it. Let's go. Speaking to my heart now. Always explaining plays. That's I love it.
Yeah, so he's actually coming off of 2 tough back-to-backs. He's faced the Dodgers,
Yankees and Dodgers, yeah.
and then the Yankees. He made 15 on both of those. He just got shelled.
Can't hold
Hoping
that
that's
against
not a
him.
sign of things to come where he just continues, but the Rangers are no slouch.
No.
The thing is they are ranked basically second to last in WRC plus and on base percentage versus right hand pitchers the last 15 days. For the whole season, they're ranked basically bottom 10 for versus right hand pitchers. He's really been a road warrior for the most part. He has cashed, I believe that is 8 of 9. It's just hard to read my write up that quick. Yeah, he's hit 8 of 10 on the road.
Nice.
Going over this mark, and he has hit at least 17 and 16 of 22 starts on the season. He faced this exact same Texas roster last September, and he went 18. So
nice.
I think this is a mistake line by them. I think it should have opened up at 17 and a half.
Definitely.
He lands at 17 a lot sometimes, so I think that's where they made a mistake because he may just land on 17. So if it's 17 and a half, I would be wary of taking that to go over 18. But honestly, I do think he's going to get 18 today. I was trying to look this up before we were going because that's usually a part of my write-up, and it wasn't today. I was a tad busy. But I believe there were a lot of pitchers that have reached at least 17 outs on the Rangers. Just how they're swinging the bats. They're not technically walking a lot. They're not hitting the ball very well. And they're not getting on base. Yeah. So most pitchers are going pretty deep on them.
What's so strange about the Rangers is noticing this when I was doing my strikeout prop research, right? So they're one of those weird teams. So they're one of my targets to play under on strikeout. They don't strike out that much. But it's weird. If there's a lefty pitching, they do strike out quite a bit. But a righty, if it's a regular righty, they don't strike out much. But it hadn't correlated to like a good performance. Like you just nailed it. I mean, there's only 26 in WRC plus against righties. So normally when a team puts the ball in play as well as Texas does, they perform better, but it just hadn't been the case. I guess they're hitting a lot of just weak ground balls. I don't know. I'd be interested to see. Or there's no way they're just getting that unlucky for this deep in the year. I wouldn't think. I mean, I guess we could check their beat.
So 12 of the last 16 starting pitchers have reached 18 outs on them. Good. So yeah, they just they don't see a ton of pitches per plate appearance.
They go up there hacking basically.
Yeah, that's always a really good target for outs is those teams that are at the top or the bottom of that pitches per plate appearance list.
Nice.
That wasn't even the play I was going to give out on the show. That's just a bonus play.
Pretty dadgum good one though, man. Wade's
yeah,
feeling
if you guys have access to Bet Rivers, I know a lot of people are limited or don't have access to them. So if you can't get the over 16.5 outs, go ahead and take the under 2.5 earned runs. I think don't get mad at me if he gives up 3 though, because the Rangers can put up runs. And he has given up runs. I was looking at his chart. I thought it would be a little bit more clean than what it is. For the season, he's given up more than 2.5 earned runs 9 times. 9 times out of 22 games. So it's not. He's still hitting at a 59% rate.
Yeah, that's still pretty decent.
Like on the road though.
Good juice. Especially
on the road though, he's given up 3 or more in 3 of the last 5. Now that was at Dodgers, at Reds, at Cincinnati, and at Baltimore. So it's 3 very tough teams. So
that's tough, man. I mean,
again, the Rangers are one of those teams that just aren't scoring. So I do think it's a safe play. I don't know. I may even give this out to my my members as a play. I'm going to deep dive into this more after the show.
That's a good one.
This play is this play's intriguing to me because a lot of pitchers just aren't allowing that many runs against them when they face this lineup. So I don't know. This play has me intrigued more and more and more. He's faced all these batters in this lineup at least 5 times or more, most of them. There's 3 batters he hasn't faced. I don't know.
I like it. I mean, last 5.
I'll take a deep dive into that one, man.
Yeah, last 5 Rangers only scoring 2.8 runs per game. Last 10
Yeah, their offense is just really struggling.
Yeah, so
them and actually I know the Braves have been winning, so maybe they're not so much anymore, but them and the Braves have been a really good team to target for pitcher stats or pitcher props just because the Braves offense has just been very, very stagnant and poor and not scoring a lot.
It's been
but back to my normal play.
Yeah, let's go the normal feed the people. Come on.
I'm going to go ahead, and this is a risky one, so if you guys don't want to do this one, don't do this one.
Let's go.
Got in on these a little late, the Nerfy for the Kansas City-Detroit game where we have Cole Reagans against Tariq Skubal, 2 of the best pitchers in baseball.
Love it.
That one shot up from -130 to -175. I don't normally like chasing the juice, so if this play loses, I'm not going to be surprised, honestly, because most of the plays that I've seen, at least this year, that run up like that from opening line to where it's currently at like that, a lot of them don't hit, man. A lot of them miss. And honestly, a lot of these really juiced Nerfies hit. They actually miss. So it's a risky one. But I'm just going to put my faith behind Skubal and Reagans today.
Nothing wrong with that.
It's tough to envision them giving up a run in the first inning, right? I believe Cole Reagans is 8-1 on the year on the road, and Skubal is 7-3 at home, off the top of my head. So
absolutely, two aces, 2 lefties. I mean, just high velocity guys, both good breaking balls. Yeah, I would definitely lean that way. I don't play the Nerfy stuff, but if I did, it would have to be. There's no way I could bet the yes with 2 of the best pitchers in baseball out there.
Yeah, if this one does hit yes, I'm not going to be shocked. Kind of coming through it a little bit more. Yeah, Cole Reagans is 17-5 overall this season. Tariq Skubal is, I think he's 16-5. If I'm not mistaken there.
Really good.
Yeah, 59% implied probability that it's going to hit. There's a couple of them more of the games that were like 70 to 80% implied probability. So I'm really trying to stay away from those games. They just seem to be a little bit more tricky, but we'll see, man. I'm trying to search through the Nerfy rank. Yeah, we'll see, man. Detroit's one of the ones that's tricky because they're one of the poor Nerfy teams. But since this play was so juiced, it was -200. I went ahead and played what I believe is really risky is I'm putting Tariq Skubal to walk 1 batter in with this play. So on DraftKings, the Nerfy for this Kansas City Royals Detroit Tigers game is -175. I believe the lowest I saw was maybe 150 in some spots.
Okay.
Tariq Skubal had a over 1.5 or over a half walk. It says walk line today. I get it. The Royals only walk basically bottom 5 of the league all year. I think second least most all season versus left-handed pitchers. But I'd usually like to lean towards a couple different angles. One is head-to-head. Another one is how they do home and away and what that kind of trend is.
Okay.
At home this year, I believe he has 10 games and he's walked one in every single start.
There you go.
Against the Royals in his last 2 starts, he has 2. He walked him twice in his last game earlier this year, and then he also walked him once in April. So he's faced him twice already this year and has 1 walk at least in each of those. And then he has at least 1 walk in 12 of his last 14 starts. So I just think all that combined, if he can go deep and go 6 innings, maybe even into the 7th inning, man, I just think he's going to find 1 walk. I think he's just going to get pressure. They're going to get on him. Maybe he wants to walk around Witt a little bit. I don't know. He's faced Witt 19 times and he's never walked him once. He has pretty good numbers against this team, so it's risky. But that comes out to plus 128. So I'm taking a little risk, get a good payout. Yeah, it's one I don't normally do. I wouldn't normally never want to chase a line like this. But I'm feeling good about this one. I just wanted to have some fun with it. So if it misses, it's 1 unit, whatever.
Exactly.
Well, I'm not trying to give out a loser here, but I do think this is no risk, no reward, and I think both are very risky with the line movement on the Nerfy, plus the line in general being minus 175. And then Skubal facing a team that doesn't usually walk a lot. So I think just putting these 2 risky plays together to give us a nice payout.
I love the plus money. Really, with the walk, the reason I do like the walk, even though Skubal does have good command, the reason I like him to get at least 1 walk though is we look at his outs line. It's 19.5 most books, so they're expecting him to go right there 6.5 innings.
Yeah,
he's working into the 7th. You got to think he's going to walk 1. At least, maybe even 2.
You just need him to be patient. And unfortunately, the Royals, I believe, and I haven't looked at this in a while. I can pull it up right now, but I believe they were bottom 2 or 3 in the league in pitches per plate appearance.
Yep.
Yeah, I've got it right here. Always have all these stats ready at my fingertips.
Look at that.
They are the 4th. They are the 4th lowest in the league in pitches per plate appearance. So if you want to target pitchers to go over outs, you want to target those teams because they go up there and they just swing. They're not patient. They don't walk a lot. And most of those teams don't actually strike out a lot. They all correlate to that. So it's kind of the Astros, Marlins, Nationals, Royals, and Guardians are the bottom 5. So I guess the Marlins strike out quite a bit. Nationals can here and there. But all the other teams, Guardians, Royals, Astros, they don't strike out a lot. They don't walk a lot. And they don't swing a lot. So those are teams you can probably target to go pretty deep. But those are also teams that can burn you and scorch you and get a bunch of hits on you too. So, I just think it's a good look. I think even with them not seeing a lot of pitches per plate appearance, I think they can get enough hits. They can do enough damage. I believe against them, I haven't pulled it up, but he's given up like 6 hits each game against them. Maybe even one of them he gave up 8. So if they can get some pressure on him, he might walk a guy.
The Royals can hit. They've really surprised me with how well they've hit the ball this year. They were flat out terrible last year, but it's all come together in Kansas City. Good. It's good to see. It's good to see them having a good year. I like their pitching staff. I like a lot about the Royals.
For sure.
Yeah. But that's a good play, man. I like getting that plus money every once in a while. Just seeing if we can get a little more, getting 28% more on our units won with that little 2-teamer. Not a bad plan in my opinion.
We'll take a risk. They'll be mad at me if that loses. It's something I don't normally do, but we're gonna give out a risky play. I already gave out Crawford. I think is a pretty safe play to go over 16.5 outs if you can find it again on Bet Rivers.
Yep, I like that quite a bit.
Yeah. Other than that, make sure you guys go to bettersinsider.com and eatwatchbet.com. I actually have an article up right now on eatwatchbet.com for for baseball, so you guys
Hot
can
off
go
the
get
press.
yourself another free play. Yeah, it's
Good man.
just posted not too long ago, so
Correct.
should be able to get that line. I believe you can still get
Oh, yeah.
that.
Oh, yeah. You can get
That's
it.
kind of the problem with writing these articles, man. You put these out, and sometimes you worry because
Yeah.
try to get them written as fast as possible, and when you want to finally get one out, and then these lines can move on you pretty quick. And I think I did give out a play that might move pretty quick.
Definitely.
So we'll see if that pitcher out prop on that parlay I gave out, if it moves or not, because I think it's going to move by the end of the day.
Yeah, there's no doubt. There's no Wade moves
I'm
markets.
already.
Gentlemen,
So
Wade moves.
yeah, I wish we're not there yet, but you have an article out today. I have not been active on social media a lot
Yeah,
lately.
absolutely. Yeah, I got 4 plays up over at Bettor's Insider. You got one of them here. I didn't have time to write that up as a late ad on the Red Sox, but yeah, got 3 others up on bettorsinsider.com. Two more money lines, and I'm my favorite player prop for the day. So
Okay.
yeah, excited about it. Hoping we can get things going. It's kind of been a struggle bus since the All-Star break, but hey, we're going to get it going, I think, today. Wednesday was a good day, though. Went 2-1. Reds let us down, but still sitting pretty on the season. 170 and 139. So can't
Very
complain.
nice. Very nice.
Just got to keep it
Yeah, I
rolling.
actually need to pull that up. I need to see. I know it's not going to be as great as last season. Last season was pretty epic in MLB, but I was doing all sorts of different things, and
just ironing out what you wanted to do.
just things changed. Books obviously offer different things now than they did last year. So
Oh yeah.
that's kind of something that we changed. We did finish July profitable. It's our worst month of the year so far. So I'd be transparent about that. It's
Yep.
I've been pretty down about it, but it is what it is. Things happen. We finished
still
up
in the green though, baby. It's still in the green.
Yeah, we finished up 8.03 units, so that's 7 straight profitable months. If you go back to last year,
Nice. That's outstanding.
If you go back last year, that's what we only had one non-profitable month last year, so that's 18 of the last 19 months have been profitable if you start from the beginning of last year.
Sweet.
Yeah, July was rocky. I know we've talked about that as it was a roller coaster ride.
It was, man. It's rough. You have the deadline.
Went up,
you have the trade deadline. You have the All-Star break. It's just a lot of just weirdness going on with July usually in MLB. So
yeah, and we went over 15 units twice. Got up to 8, maybe 18 units once, and then we just had a couple bad days. Last weekend was pretty rough.
Yeah.
And it's just tough, man. To have those roller coasters, but you got to work through that as a sports bettor, and you're not going to have profitable days.
That's it. That's
every
just
day
like
of the
I
week.
tell people, man. It's like nobody makes money in the stock market every day. Nobody makes money in bonds every day, or real estate, or being a day trader. There's no perfect investment, but if you use sound money management, you're getting good information, you're making good bets. Over time you're going to be all right. But yeah, the day to day can drive you crazy if you let it. I know you and I both. It's rough, man. When you're in a cold streak, it starts to feel more like work than fun at that point. But you just grind through it, and yeah, it's pretty impressive though, Wade, to have a quote down month and still up 8 units. I think that's impressive. So hats off to you for that.
Yeah, I've talked to another capper before that charges $50 a month, and this was a couple years ago, and I was like, man, you're only profiting like 10 units a month, and people are happy with that. And he's like, man, 10 units a month's great. I mean,
it is. Yeah.
I don't know. It sounds great. I'm always pushing for 20 plus, so that's always my goal, to hit 20 plus. When I fall short of that, I get a little down, but yeah, no, it's always good. It's always good to stay profitable, so I'm always happy about that. Pretty blessed to stay profitable and keep stacking the green, as we always like to say. Yeah, we pushed through a really hard losing streak there. We went Saturday, Sunday, Monday,
man.
Saturday, Sunday, Monday, 3 straight losing days, and in that losing those 3 days losing days, we lost about 10 units.
Yeah, it can happen.
That was at the end of the month, and then all of a sudden we've reeled off. Well, we basically swept the last 3 days. So
there you go. I love it.
It's a lot of variance. Well, actually, we swept the last 2 days. Darn nerfy on Tuesday. So
variance is something everybody deals with. It's
Yeah,
just
we're 8-1 in our last 9 picks. So
Woo, let's go. Come on.
yeah, after that losing streak, that's kind of how you turn it around. So it's
That's it.
I've been debating doing a ladder challenge, man. I need to get back into those. I need to get back into doing some more fun stuff. So
There you go.
yeah, we'll see. If you guys want some more free picks, make sure you guys go to bettersinsider.com, go to eatwatchbet.com.
Yep.
Links
Sign
are in
up
the
for Wade service.
links will
Still
be in the
only
description for
$15.
that stuff. Yeah, check out my service.
Yep.
Like Mike said, $15 a month still can't really beat that.
No, you
Link
can't,
link will
man.
be in the description as well. But if you want, links in the bio and
But
X as well. So
you can't go wrong with that. $15 is really that's just a tip for Wade for all his hard work and research. He's up at midnight, researching games and finding you the best prop lines. And you just heard it here. He's quote disappointed in an 8-unit month. Well, heck, if you're a $10 a unit better, like I am, I'm a $10 unit better. You made $80. Yeah, you get 15 to Wade, but heck, you're still up $65 for the month. I mean, the fact that he keeps it that affordable, I really like that because it's good for smaller bettors. Makes it affordable for them to where he's still going to be up at the end of the month, even on a quote down month. Wade's normal
our
month.
lowest month.
Yeah, we've talked about it. Wade's normal month, I think, if I'm right, is typically around 16 units. Is his typical month.
Yeah, we have fluctuated this
really
year.
Good.
We're
really good.
Not sure if I can. Yeah, we've just fluctuated this year. I think you're about right. We are right about on that five units a week.
5 units a week, so about 20 a month. Then I was wrong. Yeah, about 20 units a month, like you said, is your goal. That's insane. So if you are a $10 better, you're gonna make $200. You just give 15 of it back to Wade. Life is good. It's hard to complain with that. So yeah, I can't encourage people enough to sign up for his service. Give this man a shot. He works hard. The Discord itself is worth $15 a month without the picks, in my opinion. Just by his write-ups, him teaching you how to handicap baseball. I know football's here and everybody's excited, but we still got a full month before NFL starts. So take this time, actually 5 weeks for a regular season start. Take this time to let Wade build up your bankroll. That's my pitch. Boom.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I'm trying to find the web browser because for some reason it's not here. There we go.
Cool.
Yeah, I was just trying to show this the whole entire time you were chatting. I was trying to show this.
Oh, got you. Hey, there we go. Look at that. 15, 23, 9.5, 11, 17, 20. Man, that is outstanding, bud. Nice job. Look at that. Plus 110 units.
It don't look good like that, does it?
Year.
Yeah, so I mean that's kind of where we're at for the year. It's been up and down. Obviously every month has different sports, different stuff going on. But I think last July we had like 20 some units, so it's definitely a down month from what I'm used to.
An average of 15.71 units per month. That is incredible.
Yeah, well, we're hoping for another 20 unit month here. We started off good with a almost 3 unit day yesterday, so we'll try to keep it going.
Let's get it. I like it.
Not trying to gloat there, but just trying to show that.
Oh man, numbers are.
We're consistent. We've. I think we're in our 30th week now. This is 31 weeks. So out of 30 weeks, we've been profitable 24 of them. Last week was our first non-profitable week in 7 straight weeks, and we gave back 0.9 units. So we gave back less than a unit on our losing weeks.
That's not bad at all. Yeah, that's
I will take that. Much better than losing 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 units. So I'll take that.
That's a smooth ride. And what's impressive about that is that you're a medium to a higher volume guy too, and so that's a lot of times when people are betting, 6, 7, 8 games every single day, you can have really sharp downturns. Wade doesn't have that. He's figured out how to, keep the ride pretty smooth.
I will say it's frustrating. I do like that 3 to 7 range. Sometimes I get into that 7, 8, 9 range just because there's so many pitchers going that I like. And,
Yeah, you want to
You might get a little undisciplined, and in your mind, you're like, man, there's no reason why I can't take 8, 9, take everything I like, and we shouldn't hit at least like 7 or 8 of them. But
yeah,
one of these days, I'm going to go back, and I do have this all tracked. I need to put this all in an Excel sheet and really figure out how many picks a day. Do like 4 picks, 5 picks, 6 picks, 7 picks, 8 picks, 9 picks, and see what my record is. It just seems like when I do these 3 and 4 pick days, we sweep or go like 3-1 or 2-1 very often. But then when I start jumping up into that 8, 9, 10, it's just either we have a bad day or it's either a really bad day, or you basically break even, or you might give back a unit, or you might basically win a unit. It's just really odd how that works. I can't figure out. It's very frustrating because there's no reason why I shouldn't be able to do everything I like. I don't know. It's one of those things that I'm dabbling with. Today, I think I'm on 5 plays again. So I've been trying to stick around that 4 to 5 range lately. But when there's a lot of pitchers going, and then on like Saturday when we have UFC going, we get up into the 12 pick range.
When you're
and it's sometimes we have a really good Saturday, and then like last Saturday, I made a few really bad boneheaded mistakes in UFC, to be honest. And that really crushed us. We had like a 4 unit give back day. Just can't have those. So it's tough. And for some reason, you just can't hit very well on those big days, and trying to really work through that because it's.
I think I know why. It just, at least
what you got?
22, 23 years of betting. I think the reason why that is the books don't make that many mistakes on a daily basis.
The gambling gods are onto us. They only let you win so many.
Maybe it is that, but I just think the books they're just not going to give that many. They're not going to miss that many lines. I guess you say these they're paying some really, really smart people to set these lines. And they're using insanely accurate computer algorithms, I think, and they're all. That's always kind of been my opinion. It's like, okay, do I really think? And I have to tell myself that on a college football Saturday where there's 100 games on the board, and I want to bet 20 of them. I have to remember, hey, they're not going to be wrong 20 times a day, Mikey. They're not wrong. Like, you've got to dial in, find the spots where you really think they made a mistake, focus on those.
And I think I'm just talking about this mainly because there may be listeners out there or viewers that feel the same way, and they're like, man, why can't I ever profit more on these days where I take a bunch of plays?
I've got 15 bets. Why am I always going?
Yeah, it's tricky too because you say that, and if you were to take my 6, 7, 8, 9 bets on those days that I do those, and you line them up. It's really hard for me to pick 3 of my top favorites because I like them all. I wouldn't give them out if I didn't like them all.
Exactly.
So, it's one of those things where I think you got to fine tune and figure out what matters the most so that it can help you pick the top 3 or 4 bets that you really like.
Yep.
So that's something I'm working on because I am, and I really don't like sweating out 6, 7, 8, 9 bets, and you're risking a lot. When people are trusting you, and maybe some members want an opportunity to win more money, but it is a slow game when you only do 3 or 4 bets. But it just seems to be the safer route right now. We're hitting a lot more. We're hitting a lot of higher rate when I keep our bets lower.
Mm-hmm. And I think it's because you're zeroing in on what you really, really, really like. So, like, if on my short list, say I've got 8 plays, it's like I'm gonna really drill down into all 8 and I'm gonna be like, okay, I'm looking for reasons not to play these. Like, I know it sounds weird. It's kind of usually
I have reasons not to play every single play. Every single play you play is almost risky.
Exactly. But it's like I'm gonna read every little thing on those 8, and I'm gonna try my best to get it down to 5. 5's kind of my number, but it doesn't have to be anybody. I know some people do really well. 7's kind of their magic number.
Yeah, sure.
Other people 3. This time of year, I usually stick to 3. Today I did.
If you can play 20 bets and hit 16 of them every day, then fine. Or heck, 10 of them, whatever. As long as you're playing close to plus money, fine.
Yeah, I've always heard that professional bettors do a ton of volume. I listened to a podcast earlier today with a guy that said when NBA and NFL are going on at the same time, he says he'll have 100 bets a day.
Yeah, I know a lot of the plus EV
insane.
guys, they may have 100, 200. I've
Yep.
seen a guy have like 1,000 in a day,
Yep.
and they're just reeling off bets from
Yep.
odds jam and stuff. So
Yeah.
I don't know. It works for a lot of these guys.
Hey, I just don't. I don't like. To me, sweating the results on 100 games in a day, I could not. I mean, there's no way they're watching all that. They're just next morning probably tallying everything up next. I would guess. I don't know, but it's like I typically have 100 bets in a month. You know, it's I couldn't imagine one in a day. You know,
I mean, I know a Discord.
each,
I'm
each their
pretty
own.
close to another Discord. They give out, and it's really just one guy for the most part. He might give out 100 plays in a day or more. They almost always just break even or barely profit. Like
Yeah.
they never have like smashing days.
Yep.
I actually know the guy who does a lot of work for them.
Gotcha.
So I kind of know some insider scoop stuff, and
Nice.
they're always profitable. But it's
Mhm.
like, man, they take a crazy amount of volume
Mm-hmm.
just to be profitable a little bit every day. It's
Yep.
just not worth it if you can quantity over quality, or
Oh yeah.
quality over quantity is always the best way. If you can find 3 or 4 really good bets, you don't need 7 or 8,
Agreed.
10 bets. Plus, it really helps if you can get your unit size up. Obviously, for the smaller bettors out there, it's going to take a while, but once you can start betting 200, 300, 500, $1,000 a bet, you
Yeah.
only really need 2 or 3 bets a day to
That's
profit a
it.
bunch. By the end of the week,
Yeah.
you're profiting $10,000.
Yeah. Yeah,
Um,
exactly. Yeah, that's
it's
the
it's really a numbers game. So
it is, and it's having a big enough bankroll, you know, having a big enough bankroll to navigate the cold streaks, I think is the biggest key. You know,
yeah, you got
and
to build it.
that's how I've stayed in it as long as I have. It's just betting small enough to where, you know, I know I'm never going to go broke because I'm only betting a certain amount I'm comfortable with, and I've just let it build up over time. Like it's taken me years to build up the bankroll, and it does. If you bet 10 to 20 bucks a game like I do, it takes longer. I'm okay with that though, you know, and I'm good with just, you know, just letting that account kind of build up like a backup savings account. You know, that's just kind of my approach to it, I guess you'd say. But
Everybody does their own thing here.
that's it. That's it.
Yeah,
Y'all be good. Have a blessed weekend. Thank y'all for watching. It's good to be back with y'all on a Friday. Let's cash these tickets.
absolutely,
Wade being
absolutely.
overly generous, giving us out bonus bets today. So I'm pumped about those. Really like that Cutter Crawford under 2.5 earned runs. Might have to hang up here and bet that myself. Let's see.
Yeah, we'll take a look. We'll take a look. We'll see. Yeah, we'll see if anybody else is out there listening. Hope you guys have a blessed Friday. Maybe some more plays coming, free plays on
Do it.
Twitter. So
Do it.
be on the lookout. Make sure you follow us. Our names are below. If you guys want to search us in X, come find us. Come
Do
get
it.
those free bets. Let's cash. Hope you guys have a great weekend.